Hello, this is Zetes. Welcome back to another Mario Maker 2 video. Clearing more uncleared 2019 levels. I have no idea how far we are right now. I'm sure the last video was under 20,000. Maybe it's under 15,000 now. And I have 5 more for you right here. Today's theme is levels that aren't too bad, but have some really annoying parts to them. This first level is not one of those levels. All the other ones are, but this one, if you read the description, this is a versus level with a dev exit. Now you can make versus levels, but you have to be able to clear them as a single player, and it's pretty common for people to make elaborate dev exits to be cleared. So that you're never gonna find when you're playing versus. But that makes they still can show up in endless, and that makes them particularly awful to when you get one, if it's a dev exit. This one, I almost feel guilty for clearing it because now that it's cleared, it can be an endless. You're never gonna figure this out. I barely figured this out. Honestly, if you play this in versus, I don't think you could even play it. It's almost unplayable. But the dev exit, there's a dev propeller and a spike shelmet, and you get to this point and you're like, well, I hit that no block and it bounces me up, and it bounces me on the semi-solid or the bridge or whatever it is right above him. How am I supposed to get past this? It took me a long time to figure out a way to get past this. I couldn't figure it out. I was looking in the level. You're gonna use the Wizzeless program for this, for sure, no matter what. But yeah, I'm looking at it, I'm studying it, I'm looking everywhere for other dev items. Can I make it over that pit? No, you can't. You saw me try earlier. I really didn't know what I was supposed to do here. It took me forever to figure out a way to do it, and we'll show it in a minute after I die once. And then we'll cut right back here to when I figured it out. Yeah, I just start over. So obviously you're gonna kill the chain chomp. What I'm trying to do is, as soon as I bounce off that note block, I want to ground pound. I might cut to the time where I figured it out, because I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this level, because I did take a lot of lives even after I figured it out. Yeah, it's gonna. You see how difficult this is. It's really hard to. Yeah, but here's a fade to when I actually do it. Yeah, it is really hard to get that timing right. So after that, you fall down. But my like thing is, I'm looking at as a versus level. I knew where everything was at by this point, but looking at it as a versus level, I'm like, well, how the hell is anyone supposed to make it down here without a propeller, just as a person? I did look and check, and there's actually no. It's never been played in versus. You can actually look at that, and good, because you're just gonna waste your time if you're in versus. It's just gonna run out the timer. So you grab the dry bowl shell and you fly over the top here, and there's one block in the middle of nowhere. So I still have that dry bowl. I'm not gonna make the mistake of spinning downward, because you'll drop the bowl. I've done that. I had another level where I did that. There is a dev block right here. I mean, this is obviously it's a dev exit, which is, it's fine if you're gonna make a versus level. But I honestly, I'm not even sure how the versus level works. There's some sort of like battle arena thing, but everyone has to get there for it to work. It doesn't make any sense. Just very, very poorly. Yeah, so I broke this with a dry bowl. I actually didn't need a dry bowl. I guess I could have flown up on top and ground pounded him. But yeah, I just wanted to show that level because it was weird. It's something that I haven't seen. The next level actually has a dev exit too, but it's not a versus level. And again, sometimes I would cut things like this, but You'll see this next level. Yeah, I give him a note, but what's the point? This is the last level he made. It was 2019. He hasn't touched this game since then. Yeah, sorry for anyone who gets that. The comments, it would have just been too hard to even explain what I did. Going on to the next level is a 3D world level. This one is, as I said at the beginning of the video, it's seems like a decent level. It's not half bad, and then it keeps getting harder and harder and harder, and eventually I reached a point where like I can't go forward. I don't understand what's up with this. So then I had to look in the level editor and the level viewer, and sure enough, there's a dev exit. So yeah, I wasted a lot of time on this one, but it took me a lot of tries to even get to the point where I figured out that I couldn't possibly go forward. So again, woe be to you who gets this one in endless. It's and the dev exit is not easy to find. It's kind of where you might expect, but it's extremely hard to. There's a hidden block that you have to activate, and it's extremely hard to get to it. You have to get a very precise jump. So it's a well-hidden dev exit anyway. You could probably, if you looked in the, if you go to the info tab and look at it, there's a map of the overworld, and you could probably see that there's an exit up there, or that there's a warp block, I think, is what it is. So yeah, we're right here at this point. Pretty decent level. I think I eventually boot it though, just because some of it's so slow because of the water. The jungle levels have, you know, water and land, which is fun. It can be fun, but water levels in themselves are hard to pull off well. Remember this area right after the checkpoint. That's where the dev exit is. We'll be back there in a while, but I just want to show you how far I got without it. Yeah, right here, I hate, you're so slow. You have to avoid this, the spiny. And I take him with me because I want the cheese. But it ends up killing me in a hilarious fashion. I was like, I need to get rid of this guy because he's gonna wake up eventually in my hand, and I can't do anything about it. Anyway, back to this. We activate this thwomp, which is a pain in the ass because you have to go a little bit to the right, and then you have to go back, and you have to wait for him, and then you have to. It gets, the slowness really started to get to me. I booted long before I realized there was a dev exit, but there's parts of this level that are just extremely hard, but you can do them, and I did them, and eventually I was just rewarded with a dead end. My guess is this person wanted to build it out, realized it was getting too difficult, and then just kind of stopped. And there's a ton of crap that you can't even get to. I saw in the level viewer, I saw all kinds of crap you can't even get to. He built it, he just didn't give me a way to get to it. Because he got bored and decided, I'll just build a dev. I don't even know why you would bother at this point. I'm going to upload this level. Well, hell, it's been 4 years, and no one's beat it yet. This part was really difficult to get through. I hate when there's shit bouncing on these trampoline pads. It's so hard to time, yeah, especially, and then the water slows it down. It's really annoying. Yeah, we're getting to the point. I've spent numerous lives doing this shit. I think this is the last life before I figure out that he's joshing me. Yeah, there's some fancy dodges there. That part, I died so much on that part. I died so much on this part. Yeah, like I try not to use the program if I don't have to. Like I said, the first level of this episode told me right up front that there was a dev exit, so I looked right away. I did try to find it without it, but I couldn't find the hidden block. Anyway, this one, so this part right here, trying to grab a P-switch, I'm trying to throw it in front of that pipe so it doesn't spawn these, because I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know how the hell I could get through this. But if you throw the P-switch over there, it bounces up and down, and the red pipe can spawn these spike blocks. By the way, this is a December 2019 level after they gave us the second update, so the spike balls were not a thing. Okay, so we're at the end here. You can't go through that clear pipe. There's this bouncy pad. You have to be able to land on flat ground to enter those pipes, so I can't do it. So right there, I'm like, what the hell? There's something going on, shenanigans going on. So I start over, and I see that there are hidden blocks up this wall. Where are they? I can't get to them with a spin jump. You basically have to jump against the wall, do a little bit of a wall slide, and jump perfect timing so you activate the block. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 blocks above the tree. There it is. Yeah, that was hard. That was hard to get to. You'd never find that on accident. That's the thing. So he hit it well, at least. But that's it. That's all the level. Yeah, you know, and the fact if he made that one pipe enterable, I think I could have still gone. And I probably would have kept going. And there's only one checkpoint, so it's really annoyingly long, too. Yeah, I feel like it's an unfinished level that he was like, I'll upload it with this dev exit. Why would it? People who do that are just assholes. That person is an asshole. The third level is Super Mario World is not that bad. There's a couple of moments that really bother me, and I did end up booing it. This is one that I would probably retract, but there is one like very precision-y moment that I really don't like, and you won't see that until the final run, because I'm going to do a few attempts. I'm going to get about 3/4 to the level, then we're going to do a whole run, just because it's nearer the end. You know, I don't need to show every little step of the way. But yeah, this part, yeah, I mean, that's a little garbagey, it looks like at the beginning, but it's actually not too bad. I grab a shell and I line myself up top. I don't need to do that because I can do it on the bottom. With the shell, I always want to carry a shell if I can, but it's very helpful in this level because there is a lot of water. If you're holding a shell, you'll float up, and you can't drown with a shell. There is a P-switch in that block below. I didn't check it this life, but that's where what's going on here. Yeah, I need to hit a P-switch to get through this. I was trying to grab the spring and I killed myself there. Okay, P-switch time. Yeah, this one, if you notice, this one had over 300 tries, and before I even got there, it's very hard, very difficult. Yeah, see, with the shell, I float the water a little. I overjumped a little bit there. This is also a forest level where there's water and land, and like I said, water is just annoying. You can use it, but it's very hard to make any kind of water level okay, even if it's just a little bit of water. A lot of spikes in this level, which does bother me. I don't remember when I actually booed this. I probably already did it. Yeah, go down here. There's some ice blocks. There's a lot of precision-y kind of stuff in this that I don't like, but it's not that bad of a level. There's some stuff. I might have booed it when I jumped up at one point and hit a spike that I couldn't see, because the way the game scrolls vertically is very you don't have much room above you before you start hitting stuff. You can't see that far above you, basically. So yeah, over there's a question block with a Koopa in it for some reason. I don't even know why. Maybe he wanted me to grab the Koopa. This section right here, if I had a Koopa shell, I could have killed this guy. That's what I do in the future. But you can swim under there and get up there, but I wasn't fast enough. What I'm going to try to do for way too long here is these 2 blocks to the right. I'm trying to hit the bottom one and then the top one, and I'm trying to get on top of the bottom one before the top one stops spinning, and then I could have jumped up to the next block. It was noble of me to think that I could do that, or noble. It was foolish of me. You probably could do it, but that timing is hard, especially since I'm in water, so I have to judge that momentum, and I can't even see myself because I'm under that block. I tried this for a very long time, and my timer is running out too. I think this is the first time I'd even been this far, so I just want to see what's ahead. There's not much left. The ending was right to the right here. Here's the full run. Yeah, I mean, this level's even kind of fun. It's a little too hard at times. I hate right here, this moment sucks. You have to wait for this fire. And then you have to come over here, you activate the thwomp. You have to get off before the fire restarts. I did try that pipe. There's nothing in that pipe. You make sure to kill that guy above you. That's another thing that killed me a few times, is I jump up on the springs and there's a Koopa floating right above you that you can't even see. So here, no block jank. I got killed by these no blocks a few times. Sometimes you just don't get a good jump off them. I don't understand. No blocks and springs are both kind of janky at times, and but no blocks are worse than springs, trampolines. So yep, I still have the Koopa shell, and then I can kill this guy, so I don't have to worry about going in the water here. I can just go right here. So this is far as you've seen so far. Here's some more no block stuff. Now this part is the really sucky part. It's really easy to just run into these spikes. Yeah, it's tough. And yeah, I had looked at the level viewer at this point, so I knew it was coming. I could just have hit this P-switch. I forget that I'm in Super Mario World, so the P-switch turns the coins into blocks, but in Super Mario World, there's turn blocks, so even as a small Mario, or a small Toadette, I can get through this. I definitely thought about shell jumping, and I'm like, no, it took me forever to get this far. I'm not gonna do this. Every level, by the way, there's 5 levels. I think every single one of them took me about a half an hour, which is a decent amount of time for a level to take. Last week, the first level took like 4 hours. That's excessive. That's a tough level. These are very hard levels, but they're not impossible. Oh, that one has a very low clear rate now. I don't remember how much we started at. It probably took me 40 lives, 50 lives maybe. It was tough. Here's another level. What are we on, 4 now? This is another level where this starts off as a really good level. Or maybe not even really good. It starts off as a good level anyway. I had high hopes for this one. Then you get to a checkpoint, and then it just goes on forever, and you have to start way back at the checkpoint every single time and go through it, and there's like a ton of stuff, a lot of bomb excavation, although it's usually, thankfully, just one wall, so it's not like terrible. But then there's like a boss fight, and then there's like a kind of an auto-ish section. But it's like it's easy to die on, and then you have to start way back at the beginning. A second checkpoint would have made this level much better. Yeah, just proper checkpoint placement is one of the things that a lot of people who make levels can't figure out. There's a lot of ways to go in this level too, which is okay. It's totally fair at first. I don't think there's anything honestly super unfair about it. I am not a fan of the final section. Oh, there is one. The reason I booed it, I'll show you when I get there, but the reason I booed this level, it really pissed me off. And yeah, there's a long waiting section too. Yeah, and second checkpoint would have helped this level so much. I think there's like lore behind this level too that I don't quite understand, but obviously I'm in some sort of airship and I'm excavating things with bombs. Yeah. Oops, I didn't do that correctly. Yeah, just I guess that's you see these levels that are uncleared. That's one of the reasons they're uncleared, is because the person making them didn't didn't do it well for the most part. I've found a few levels that are pretty decent, but most of them are uncleared because the maker wasn't considering how people play. You know, a lot of the things about checkpoints too is if you have to clear the whole level. If you have checkpoints, you have to clear it from start to finish without dying, because you have to prove that it's clearable in one life. And then a lot of makers take that to mean, well, I shouldn't. If I can beat it in one life, a player can. But I mean, that's true. But if you want people to actually like spend time and beat your levels, you don't want them to have to go through the same thing for 50 tries, really long sections. Like here's the checkpoint. It came pretty soon after the beginning, but there's probably like 3 times more level left. There's about 5 or 6 sections of this level after this. I'm actually right here. I'm trying to get to that question block, and I go down the pipe so I can respawn the Koopa, whom I killed. There is a star in here, and it is completely pointless because there's no reason you get to the end of here, and there's a wall that I need a bomb to blow up, and with a star I can't do that because I kill the bombs. So I'm like, why did I spend all that time getting a star? And I, you know, that kind of curious level design is just telling me the maker is not like thinking a lot about how this is gonna work. But it's not bad. I mean, that's just a clue to the. I wanted to restart, but I have a checkpoint, so thankfully I didn't. You know, with the bomb excavation too, you have to wait for the bombs to blow up. It makes the level slower, which is fine, I think. I like this. This moment is fun. You have to throw the bomb up in the claw, and it blows up that wall, and then you have to spin jump off the bomb. Some fun gameplay here. Yeah, a little bomb excavation isn't too bad, and there's a lot in this level, but you're not like breaking through a wall with 15 sections. People will do that all the time. That's not fun at all. You have to break one wall with a bomb. That's not too bad, but it does take a while for a bomb to blow up. So here's the section. I'm not even sure what this is all about, and I die here. I'm supposed to throw the bomb up there and activate the. Actually, I kind of think I do now that I'm watching it again, but because if you throw the bomb up, you activate the on-off switch, and then it blows up again and it reactivates it. What I wanted to do. I'm not 100% sure, but I only want to hit it once, but I actually hit it twice. It doesn't really matter in the end, but my thought, I get to a certain point where it looks like I had to have hit that, and if I didn't hit it, or if I hit it twice, then I'm screwed. But then it turns out that I'm not. I don't know, it's very weird and poorly designed. Here's another poorly designed section. There's a bonus section up here if you have a fire flower, but it's very unclear that that's what's going on, and I thought I had to get up there. I have a door here too, but I can't quite see what's up there. It's not super visible, but it's just coins. And then I jump up in this section and I'm soft locked, but thankfully there is a bomb. You're supposed to shoot it so it blows up so you can get the coins, but I can slide in here and get killed at least. So I keep my checkpoint. I don't have to restart from the start. But just very poor design. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to give you a bonus if you got this far with a fire flower. That's cool. But yeah, it's just. And here's a waiting section that's just a I don't know what it is. It's just a design thing, which is fine. But this level is already going on a little too long. And then we have a boss fight, which I'm gonna speed up a little. I had to do this probably 10 different times because after this, there's another section that killed me. That's supposed to be auto section that I hinted at earlier. Yeah, Bowser fight thankfully a little Bowser, but you know, fighting, you have to hit him with bombs. It's hard to hit him with fire flower. Yeah. Then I didn't really look over here yet, and I'm gonna look over here, and I'm a little confused at first. There's a fire flower, and that's just a backup fire flower. You don't even need a fire flower really to fight Bowser. It's easier to fight him with bombs when he's in the clown car. Oh, I need the clown car is what I figured out. So you go up here. You got the key from Bowser. You got the clown car. Here's a little bit too much excavation. Could have just been one wall. But whatever, it's not that bad. Then you go through here, and I'm thinking, oh, I needed that switch on blue, and this is where I'm like, so now I'm soft locked. There's nowhere to go. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to sit here and wait for 140 seconds. So I'm like, screw you, boo. That's stupid. But then, if you wait long enough, something switches the state. So, and I felt a little guilty at first. I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have booed that. But here's why it actually deserves a boo. So now he gives me a cape and he tells me to run. But he doesn't actually tell me when I need to take off. And if you take off at the wrong point, you hit something and you die. Now I have to start off way back at the checkpoint and have to do all of that again. That irritates me more than anything. Yeah, you have to take off from the very end and then make sure you get above everything and don't run into anything. Then you can get to the end. Yeah, this is just a poorly designed level, and it's unfortunate because a lot of it isn't bad at all. There's a door there. I wonder where that goes. I don't see where I could get it right here, but I wonder if there's a dev exit. There could be a dev exit. I didn't look that closely. Maybe I should go back and look at that one. Going on to the final level. Final level is another one that's pretty good in theory. I actually am running a little long on this one already, so I did edit this one pretty severely. But if I showed you the whole video, it would just be me running into spikes constantly. I hate when people just jam tons of spikes in their level to make it harder. Artificial difficulty is a lot we'll call it. A lot of precision. Right, I'm going to show you a few deaths. It took me forever to get this first part down, and I did boo it pretty quickly. This one I would probably take back, but there is a pick-a-path situation later in the level that really, really pissed me off. But I was so pissed off about this stuff early on. You know, it was, I didn't, yeah, it took me a long, many lives to get this down. This first part is brutally difficult. After you get past that first part, though, it's not, well, I won't say it's not that bad. This part is very simple. But there's some more, this stuff isn't hard, but there's you have to make sure you're, tempering your jumps. You can't go fast or high. But this part you really have to try a few times before you get what you're supposed to do. You have to go fast or you lose, but once you get past this part right here, if you're up on top of here, the rest of the first section of the level is a gimme. I think this level also would have benefited from one more checkpoint, because that first part is so difficult, and then this part is very difficult, and to do both of these parts on the same run before you get a checkpoint it's too much, too difficult, really. And then here's the one checkpoint. A little bit of a bomb surfing section with the springs. It took me a while to actually get down, but it's not too bad. We get in the subworld after we successfully do this bomb, and I'm gonna show you. This is the final life, actually. You have to put that bomb on the toilet. Here's a vertical auto scroll section. It's not really auto scroll, but the lava is rising. So you have to actually go. This part is actually quite fun. I think the level as a whole isn't too bad, really. It's just overspiked, and there's one troll that is unconscionable, and that's coming up here. But I'm not going to actually show it because I didn't, I was running, like I said, I was running. If you go to the right here, if you jump on the right section, it's coin blocked. Why would you do that? That's just rude. I got this far. Just let me up, man. And it's just a pick a path. You go left, go right. You go left, it's correct. If you go right, you die. That is just, it's just shitty design. I did beat this part in one try. I was like, oh, I'm gonna freaking die here for sure. I like that section. That section's fun. But you know, I was sure that I was gonna lose at that point. Yeah, my opinion, the first part of it is way too hard, and the troll just, oh, I was livid. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next week.